The Beet Retreat, I think, is probably the most laser-focused conference there is on advanced advertising, data application, all of these other things. So the thing that I think is the most powerful piece here is all of the participants, whether they're working at data companies, publishers, agencies, et cetera, are all specialists in this one little space, in this one little corner of the industry. So it's super exciting because we can have deep conversations, sometimes about very technical or very nuanced or niche topics, and half the room's an expert. And I think that's one of the reasons that this is so impactful is the level of conversation you can have and the depth you can go into is just different than when you're in the general sort of conference cycle.
Yeah, so this was my first Beet Retreat that I've been to, and I'm just, I had a delightful time. I was fascinated by the camaraderie and the community that Andy and the team at Beet TV have built with this. And there is a tangibility to the discussions that I've noticed. So people, other conferences, people go to talk. Beet Retreat, people go to do. These are doers, not talkers. And that was refreshing.
I love coming to the Beet Retreat because it's a great opportunity for me to connect with such a diverse group of stakeholders across the ecosystem. At Google, we are very focused on understanding how the market as a whole is transacting so that we can be the best stewards of our business for our various partners. And at the Beet Retreat, I can speak to agencies, I can speak to platforms, I can speak to publishers, I can speak to the many different sort of stakeholders that kind of connect across each of those ecosystem players. And so it's a great opportunity for me in a one-stop shop to kind of connect with a lot of different thought leaders in the space, which helps me stay on top of my business and helps me sort of represent the company as best as I can out in the ecosystem.
The Beet Retreat is one of the most unique events in this space. It combines, I think, some of the brightest and best talent in this industry, and it brings them together in an environment where we talk, we converse, we openly debate, and we learn from each other. Most conferences don't do that. I think what Andy's found and sort of built with Beet is this open forum for education. And it really is unique, and that's why we're always here and always participating and happy to do it.
This is my first Beet Retreat. It's been really great so far. It's, an amazing group of people, but also a small enough group of people that you can really, have a lot of nice interactions with people that people that you're meeting for the first time. It feels like the panels are pretty real. I think because there's this concept of everything is going to stay in the room. And so people are having real conversations about what's working and what the challenges are and what's ahead. And it's an exciting place to, connect with people and launch new relationships.
This is my first Beet Retreat. Being out here this week in Los Angeles has been great. I have been to various Beet events around the country, and we always love working with Andy and the team here. This week has been really interesting because there's a lot of really interesting conversations, a lot of great minds, and a lot of, compelling discussion around what's going to happen next. CTV has absolutely got all the tailwinds that everyone expects, and so that is at Innovate our bread and butter, so it's really fun to hear what other people's perspectives are. But it's just a good group of people, too. It's a good group of people, and it's a nice collection to be able to really innovate together, and the timing is great because it's nice as we exit this year and lead into the next with a lot of fresh ideas.
So I think the Beet Retreat is a really wonderful experience where you're able to bring together marketers and media partners and data providers who are really focused on, I think, bringing more data-led advertising to our space. And data-led advertising has not always been a huge part of our industry, but every year it becomes more and more important. And I think that has kind of, coincided with the growth of Beet as well. And I think what you see is a lot of folks who are really passionate about making sure that we can bring a more data-led marketing experience to television and to CTV environments. And I find that, really important and inspiring. And it's always great to see the folks who attend here are all focused on very similar challenges and problems. And everyone's really collaborative in looking for partnership. And ultimately, we know there's a lot of pressure on our space. We know in general the environment hasn't been great. But we're all working our tails off to make sure that we can provide better consumer experiences and better advertiser outcomes for marketers. And so having that kind of shared experience with other folks here is always a really nice thing to see.
Yeah, it's great to be here at the Beet Retreat in LA. And, you know, I think working in artificial intelligence, quite often it's easy to be stuck inside a bubble, but getting to come to an event like this and meet real people that are not machines is really a great thing for me personally. But also, it really widens your horizons and you get to see, you know, how could AI be applied in areas I'm not thinking about it? And that really is the benefit of coming to an event like this.
For me, it's a place to learn, right? It's great to always to be able to network and see your colleagues both on the buy side, the sell side, the tech side. But I think it's a really great environment for open sharing and really honest dialogue. I think that's the real key thing. And so each of these panels, you're getting really unique insights. I think you're getting information that you don't find in the trades that people openly share. And I think it really informs all of us to have takeaways, not only from this event, but that we actually take back to our day-to-day experience and like inform how we look at the market and how we're looking at our strategy for 2025 and onward.
What I love about the Beet Retreat is really the ability to sit with my colleagues in the space and hear about products, hear opinions that maybe I hadn't thought of before. I think it's a great source of inspiration for me to take back to the ranch and think about topics, in this particular case, CTV, think about it a little bit differently, challenge our partners a little bit differently. And I love being able to spend time with my colleagues in a really informal, casual atmosphere where we can have some very honest conversations. And that's truly been helpful to me because it has illuminated certain things that maybe I hadn't thought about before. So that's what I'm finding most exciting. Again, just being in an informal environment where we can have some really exciting discussions.